Welcome back, Rec Room players. This is Meriesa, and I'm going to show you how to create a really nice shelf like this in Rec Room. Now, I'm going to be creating this shelf on Xbox today, and if you guys want to follow along, go for it. All the tools are the same across platforms. If this is your first time creating, please check out the video in the description below, how to use the Maker Pen to get a good handle on the creation tools. To get started with this cute little shelf, we're going to need our Maker Pen. We can find our Maker Pen in our backpack. So let's go ahead and open up our watch menu there, and then go to our backpack, and then press use on our Maker Pen. Right, there is our Maker Pen. By pressing use on our Maker Pen and grabbing your Maker Pen, you are now in creation mode. Let's go ahead and open up our Maker Pen menu. Right now, since I'm on the Xbox version, I'm just going to hold down my right hand stick, and that opens up my Maker Pen menu. Let's go ahead and grab two shapes. So for this shelf, we're just going to need two shapes. We're just going to need a cube and a cylinder. Right now, we're just going to start off with the cube. We're going to give it a material, and we're going to give a painted wall there, change its color. I'm going to choose white. So now that we've chosen our colors, let's make sure that our settings are correct. So let's go to our settings in our palette and make sure that your position stamp is on 0.5 and your rotation stamp is on 15. Make sure that you're selecting uniform shapes. So when you select uniform shapes, you're going to get a fixed height and width of a shape, which is really nice most of the time. If you find that your rotation and your position stamp is toggled off, go to your Maker Pen menu and toggle it on. So if your snapping is off, turn it on, and then select World Space Grid. This will allow you to align your objects to the world grid instead of the object grid. So let's go ahead and close our Maker Pen menu there. And let's open up our Maker Pen menu and start creating. So we have the cube selected, so I'm going to go ahead and hold down my right trigger, and I have this really nice square. So it's a nice fixed height and width. If you don't have this, it's because you do not have your uniform shape selected. So just go to your settings and change that if you wanted to. All right, let's go to scale. We're going to scale this back into position by selecting scale. And I'm holding my right trigger to control the handles that I'm pulling on the object. Feels about right. I'm just gonna bring this down just slightly. Very good. Alright. Now I'm just gonna clone this object. Go to clone in my Maker Pen menu, and select the add symbol there, then rotate this object. So I'm just going to hold down this red bar and drag. Go back into move it into position by holding down the arrow. And placing it into position. I'm just going to align those objects there. There we go. Now we're going to need our cylinder. So let's go ahead and open up our Maker Pen menu again. We don't necessarily need to close our palette here, so we're just going to go ahead and shapes, and we're just going to go to cylinders and just select a cylinder there. I'm just going to move this out of my way, and then go ahead and draw that out. Now we just need to align this correctly, so let's go to our rotation and then select it with our right trigger there, and then I'm going to just select this blue line, and I'm just going to tap it. Instead of dragging it, you can just tap it. It's really nice there. So let's go ahead and move that into place. I'm going to go ahead and move this shape into place here. Just align it like so. Alright, let's go from our Maker Pen menu, select scale, and select the handle there. There we go. It's looking pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna actually make this a little bit smaller. It feels a little big. It's really up to you on what size you want it. I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller and move it into place. Felt a little big to me, so let's go ahead and move that up. And then I'm just gonna scale it out. the handles there. Just gonna get in here real close to see it's all aligned correctly. There we go. Now I'm gonna move it just to align it to the edge of that square there. I'm just tapping, and since I'm on the grid, it kind of helps to even everything out. So I'm gonna go ahead and clone again. I'm gonna clone this object and move it into place. I'm gonna go back into scale. I'm just gonna scale this up a little bit. There we go. Feels much better. There we go. Doesn't look quite perfect yet, but that's alright. I'm gonna go open the Maker Pen menu, select everything. My selection bubble is quite big. You find that your selection bubble is small, that is fine. You just select individual. You can change your selection bubble in your palette setting. Open up your Maker Pen menu again, go to move, and we're just gonna move it to the wall here. Alright, there we go. Let's open up our Maker Pen menu, and then I'm going to clone this shape here. And the reason why I'm deciding to clone this shape here is because it's aligned to the wall nicely. And I'm trying to make the top shelf here. So I'm just going to go back into scale. Scale this down. Into place. Just like so. Scale this a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner. Feels a little big there. There we go. I'm gonna move this down. Bring this down. Probably just touch the top edge there. There we go. And then I'm gonna scale this outwards. There we go. Got a really nice shelf so far. Now you notice how we're trying to create this inner area here, and we kind of want that same inner area over here once we bring that over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a ruler. I kind of showed this in the past before, but I'm going to show you again how to do it. So I'm going to clone this object here, and clone it down, scale this. There we go. And then let's go ahead and select all those objects. Since my selection bubble is pretty big, I'm going to deselect this object, go into clone, flip and clone, move into place. Alright, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and delete this object over here. And there we go. We got a nice little cute little bookshelf there. Alright. Now I kind of want to create another area here. Kind of want to be a little bit smaller. But I don't want to scale this whole thing down because that'll look a little weird. Since we are in the container of this shape, I'm going to go ahead and open the Maker Pen menu and then press done. Now that I press done on my Maker Pen menu, let's go ahead and clone this shelf by going into our Maker Pen menu and then selecting clone and selecting on the object. Let's just press the add there and move it into place. Just gonna move that down. And I just want to make this a little bit smaller, so I'm just gonna open up the Maker Pen menu, go into edit, go into the container, scale down some of this stuff. So I'm gonna just scale this shelf down. Out there looks good. Select my objects over here. Deselect this object. And let's move it into place. Now you can choose to do the ruler option like I showed you in the before, but I'm just gonna go ahead and hide this for now. Looks pretty good there. Now let's open up our Maker Pen menu, press done, and there we go. We got our nice little shelf. We could put all kinds of stuff on it. Now that we have created these two shelves, let's go ahead and merge them. The reason why we want to merge is because the more that we merge into a container, the more ink that we saved in our rooms. So let's go ahead and merge them. You can do that by opening up our maker pen menu and then selecting select. And then let's go ahead and select this shelf here and this one. And let's go ahead and merge shapes by selecting that menu there and merge. Now that we have them merged, let's go ahead and freeze them. We do that by selecting everything and opening up our maker pen menu here and then freeze. So that way if players come into your room, they can't grab everything. So there we go, we freeze everything. Now let's go ahead and save our dorm room by opening up our watch menu and then selecting this room here and then save. So that is how you can create a really cute, simple shelf in your dorm room. If you like these videos, please give a like and subscribe. And remember, be creative and give it your rec room best. And I'll see you in rec room.